Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. All right, Krishna there, Shamagori, welcome, and River, and whoever else is here. I can't see. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna. Hey, Govinda.
Jai Guru Maharaj. Jai River, is it? Yeah. We've got
Krishna,
Jason here as well.
All right. Hey, Jason. Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. We'll be here in a minute. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama. Hi, Jason. Welcome. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Nityananda Gauranga. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinoda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaur, Bhaktivedanta. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gaur, Bhaktivedanta. Shri Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. By the way, you don't have to chant like if I chant Jesus' name, if that's not your, Jesus is my first introduction, and I felt saved, literally, enlightened by Jesus. But if it's not your connection, then it's, you don't have to. I mean, this is just a personal thing. It's like Shiva for Govinda. Yeah, it's just how it is. It's it's natural. It's nothing you have to imitate, or it's just what I do, because I have this sentiment and it's spiritual. That's what it's wonderful. So to those who have actually helped me understand God, in a very deep way. So yeah, acharyas, real acharyas. So anyway, just in case something's in your mind wondering. Okay, so Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari. Yeah, and what we do here, actually, I'm applying what Lord, you see, this is beyond the basic Vaidhi Bhakti Acharya teaching on the level of, like black and white stuff. This is like the way the Lord taught, there's no hard and fast rules. The names of God, it's another, there's no hard, and so you got to kind of loosen up, and if you're coming from that place. So no hard and fast. You can chant any transcendental name of the Lord that you feel relation with.
Yeah, these are all.
Yeah, exactly. So Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, have fun, man. Just chant and have fun. You don't have to criticize or condemn or anything. Just have fun with God. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Just make him happy, and you'll know it in your heart. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasari, Gora, Bhaktivinda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna, Jesus, Srila
Ram Ram
Prabhupada,
Ram.
Sri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna.
Prabhu Nityananda, Sri
Hare
Advaita,
Krishna.
Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gaura,
Ram Ram
Bhaktivinda,
Ram.
Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar,
Hare Krishna. Hare
Shivasadi, Gaura, Bhaktivinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shiva Sari, Gaura, Bhaktivinda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivinda. Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Sri Krishna
Gopala.
Chaitanya,
Gopala.
Prabhu Nityananda,
Gopala.
Sri Advaita,
Gopala.
Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaura,
Gopala.
Bhaktavinda, Jesus, Srila
Gopala.
Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shiva Sadi Gaura, Bhaktavinda. Ah, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada. Ah, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gora, Bhaktavinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Shivasadi, Gora, Bhaktavinda, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jesus. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar. Shiva Sadi Gora Bhaktivinoda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, my lords. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hari Ram, Hari Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Ram. Uh-oh, what happened here? Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Rama Rama Hari Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Narada Muni Bhakti Narada Muni Bhakti Radhika Ramatanam Narada Muni Bhakti Radhika Ramatanam
Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Rama Hari Hari, Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Hari Hari, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Rama Hari Krishna, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Rama Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hari Hari, Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri
Never leave
Shri
us.
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
Oh my
Krishna
God.
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri
God.
Krishna Chaitanya,
Gopi.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari Krishna Hari Rama Krishna 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 Hari Hari Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari
Hare,
Hari Hari Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Hari
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Rama Rama Rama,
Hari Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
oh,
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hari
oh,
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Rama
Oh
Rama
my
Hari
God.
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Oh.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna.
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Oh,
Hare Hare
oh
Rama
my God.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Nityananda Shri Krishna Nityananda Shri Krishna Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri Krishna
Jaya Jaya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Shri
Pala 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 pala.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya
Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Nityananda
Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Jai
Chaitanya
Nityananda
Shri
Nityananda
Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Ah,
Shri Krishna
Jaya
Chaitanya Shri
Jagannath, Jaya
Rama
Shri Krishna
Jagannath, Jaya
Chaitanya
Subhadra,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jaya
Chaitanya
Jagannath.
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Shri Krishna
Japarima Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Shri
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Chaitanya
Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Nityananda
Hare Krishna,
Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Rama Rama Rama,
Nityananda Shri
Rama Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Chaitanya Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya
Krishna Krishna,
Nityananda Shri Krishna
Rama Rama,
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Nityananda
Rama Rama,
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna, Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Rama Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Oh, Krishna. Oh,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Okay, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
Special effects, Mr. Karuna Sindhu.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda.
All right, very good. All right. Chaitanya Bhagavat. And let's see here. Here we go. The Great Revelation. Description of the Great Revelation. Here. Lord Chaitanya, who is the treasure house of transcendental virtues, is my true friend. Lord Chaitanya, who is a treasure house of transcendental virtues, is my true friend. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, and glory, glory to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Lord who has no beginning. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, and glory, glory to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Lord who has no beginning. Let's see here. I might want to do something here. Let's see. I'm going to try something here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Bluetooth mode. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Mm-hmm. Got a new little karaoke thing. Maybe put some music in the background here. Something a little different here. Let's try this out. Have to find the right song though. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya. Glory, glory to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Lord who has no beginning. How's that for the background? Is it working okay? Let me know, Govinda. Is it too loud or Hare Krishna?
Spot on, sound.
Okay. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, and glory, glory to Lord Nityananda, the Supreme Lord who has no beginning. In this way, Lord Chaitanya gave a boon to Sridhar. Then, rocking his head from side to side, Lord Chaitanya called out, Nara, Nara, Nara. Nara, Nara. Lord Chaitanya said, Acharya, ask for a boon. Acharya said, what I prayed for, I have attained. In this way, Lord Chaitanya manifested his glories and opulences. Gadadhar brought betel nuts, and Lord Chaitanya chewed them. Lord Nityananda, who is Anantasesh, the holder of the earth, held a parasol, and Advaita and the great devotee stood by the Lord. Okay, I gotta try something here. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. All right, there we go. In this way, Lord Chaitanya manifested his glories and opulences. Gadadhar brought betel nuts, and Lord Chaitanya chewed them. Lord Nityananda, who is Anantasesh, the holder of the earth, held a parasol. Advaita and the great devotee stood before the Lord. Lord Chaitanya commanded Murari, look at my form. Murari looked and saw Lord Ramachandra manifested before his eyes. He saw Lord Chaitanya was now dark like dhruva grass. Lord Chaitanya held a bow and sat in a Virasana posture. Murari saw Sita and Lakshman on the Lord's left and right. From the four directions, the kings of the monkeys offered prayers. Seeing that, he also became a monkey and the physician Murari fainted. Unconscious, Murari fell to the ground. In this way, he fell into Lord Chaitanya's trap. Lord Chaitanya called out, "Monkey, you have forgotten how the thief that kidnapped Sita set you on fire. Then you set fire to his city and destroyed his dynasty. I am that same Lord. Now I give you the power to remember all of this. Rise, rise, Murari. You are my very life. I am Ramachandra. You are Hanuman." Oh, Krishna. Rise, rise, Murari. You are my very life. Rise, rise, Murari. You are my very life. Oh. Rise, rise, Murari. You are my very life. He saw Lord Chaitanya was now dark, like dhruva grass, and Lord Chaitanya held a bow. Krishna. Ooh. Rise, rise, Murari. You are my very life. I am Ramachandra. You are Hanuman. Look at Lakshman, who is your life and soul, carrying the Gadamadana mountain. You saved his life. Bow down before Sita's feet. Seeing her bowing down before Sita's feet, seeing her torment, you wept shoreless ocean of tears. With these words of Lord Chaitanya, Murari regained consciousness. Seeing all this, everyone there wept with love. By hearing Murari's Gupta story, even dry sticks began to weep. All the devotees melted into tears. Again, Lord Chaitanya said, "Murari, ask for a boon, whatever you wish." Murari said, "Lord, I do not want anything. Lord, please give me the boon that I will always sing your glories." Give me the boon that I will always sing your glories. Lord, please do not place me in any birth where I will forget you. Birth after birth, please allow me to live amongst your devotees who know that you are the master and that they are your servants. You are the master and I am your servant. It is not otherwise. You are the master and I am your servant. It is not otherwise. Oh Lord, please make these words true. Please do not throw me away. Whenever you descend to this world with your associates, please allow me to come and be your servant. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Whenever you descend to this world with your associates, Please allow me to come and be your servant. Then the Lord said, Good, 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 I grant that boon. At that moment, a great sound of Jai arose. All the Vaishnavas loved Murari. Murari was kind to everyone. That was his nature. Wherever Murari goes, that place becomes all holy places. It becomes Sri Vaikunta. Who has the power to describe Murari's glories? Who has the power to describe Murari's glories? Every time he descends in this world, the Supreme Lord becomes Murari's dear friend. The Supreme Lord becomes Murari's dear friend. Lord Chaitanya said, Everyone, please listen. Whoever once criticizes Murari will not be purified by millions of baths in the Ganga. Neither the Ganga nor the holy name of the Lord will remove his sin. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Murari, secretly Gupta sits in his heart. Therefore, his name is Murari Gupta, is supremely appropriate. Yeah. That's why you see when devotees, they leave sadhu sangha and they leave they leave the associates of the Lord, when you whether you see Lord Chaitanya here or not visibly, he's unmanifest, but he's manifest through this bhakti, man. If you leave devotees association like this and become critical, and become critical, then you start to lose. See, then from that offense, you're chanting, but you're drying up. I've seen this so much. So the Lord's trying to help the devotees understand, who he is and how to approach and what he is. What he is this ecstatic devotion. He's not what Prabhupada was teaching was leading to this awakening of this intimacy, this ras, man, this taste. See, so the Lord's trying to help the devotees understand this point, as we do too, following the footsteps of the Lord. Understand it's really all about relishing this ras. Not looking for fault. Well, you're not doing it this way or that way or and all that. No, who's relishing the taste of this bhakti? See, this is really the essence. Lord Chaitanya said, Everyone, please listen. Murari, whoever once criticizes Murari will not be purified by millions of baths in the Ganga. Neither the Ganga nor the holy name will remove his sins. See, when your sins are being removed, that's when you become ecstatic. See, and if you're not ecstatic, hey, look at right. Aman's here. Welcome, Aman. Great devotee, Aman. He's the fearless preacher. Go to a Christian church and belt out the Hare Krishna mantra. Amazing. Fearless, bold. Yeah. So anyway, the Lord's trying to help everybody, and so we try to pay it forward and let people become clear on this. If you leave the association of devotees, everybody should know. Look at how your worship is becoming. Is it drier, or is it so you can tell when you start to lose that taste, then you start drying up, and then it becomes more official and more about austerities, more about renunciations, that kind of stuff. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Murari, secretly Gupta, sits in his heart. Therefore, his name is Murari Gupta is supremely appropriate. Try another one. Seeing the Lord's mercy to Murari, the devotees called out Krishna and wept with love. Anyone who hears about Lord Chaitanya, how Lord Chaitanya gave mercy to Murari Gupta, will attain pure love and devotion to the Lord. Murari and Sridhar fell down before the Lord and wept. Again and again, like thunder, Lord Chaitanya chewed betel nuts. Then Lord Chaitanya was merciful to Haridas. Look at me, Haridas, he called out. Your body is better than my body. Your birth is more exalted than my birth. Your body is better than my body. Your birth is more exalted than my birth. My heart broke to think of how the sinful Muslims tortured you. Listen, listen, O Haridas. When the Muslims beat you in the village after village, and I saw how you were suffering, I took my chakra and came down from Vaikuntha to sever their heads. Even though they were beating you to the end of your life, in your heart you were concerned for their welfare. You did not see that they were trying to kill you. In your heart, you only saw them as good people. Because you saw them as good people, I had no power to act against them. My chakra became powerless. Because of your desire, I could not kill them. Seeing how they were ferociously beating you, I fell on your back. The blows meant for you, I took on my body. The marks are still there, I do not lie. Whatever other reasons made me come to this world, I quickly came because I could not tolerate that you were suffering. Advaita always sings my glories. Advaita always sings my glories. My Nara knew the truth about you. My Nara knew the truth about you. The Lord knows how to glorify his devotees. What will he not say? What will he not do for their sake? For his devotees' sake, the Lord will swallow a blazing fire. The Lord yearns to become the servant of his devotees. Lord Krishna does not know anything but his devotees. Lord Krishna does not know anything but his devotees. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna does not know anything but his devotees. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Oh, my Lord Krishna. Oh, yes. He does not think Even the endless universes are equal to one of his devotees. He does not think that even the endless universes are equal to one of his devotees. Anyone who is not pleased with the devotees of Lord Krishna is a wretched sinner. His past must be full of sins. O my brothers, with your own eyes, please see the glories of the devotees. Glories Lord Chaitanya himself described to Haridas. O my brothers, with your own eyes, please see the glories of devotees. Glories Lord Chaitanya himself described to Haridas. Hearing from the Lord's own mouth the descriptions of his great mercy. Hearing from the Lord's own mouth the descriptions of his mercy. Haridas at once fell unconscious. His external consciousness fled far away. Haridas rested on the ground. He was plunged in bliss. He did not breathe for even half a sesame seed of time. Then the Lord said, "Rise, rise, O my Haridas. Fulfilling your desire, gaze at my powers and opulences. Fulfilling your desire, gaze at my power and opulences." With the Lord's words, Haridas regained external consciousness. Gazing at the Lord's form, he wept. He fell to the ground and rolled about on the courtyard. Haridas, Haridas, Haridas. Haridas. One moment he sighed, another moment he fainted. Great ecstasy filled Haridas's body. Although Lord Chaitanya tried to pacify him, Haridas would not be pacified. Haridas said, "Oh, Father Vishwambara, oh, Father Vishwambara, oh, Father Vishwambara, oh, my Father Vishwambara." Oh, my Father Vishwambara. Oh, Master, oh, Lord of the universes. Oh, Master, oh, Master, oh, Lord of the universes. Oh, my Master, oh, Lord of the universes. Oh, my Master, oh, Lord of the universes. Oh, my Master, oh, Lord of the universes. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Oh, my Lord, oh, my Lord, oh, my Father, oh, Master of the universes. Please be merciful to this sinner. Please be merciful to this sinner. I fall down before you. I fall down before you. I have no good qualities. I am lowly and degraded. I am outside Varnashram. O Lord, how can I describe your pastimes and glories? O Lord, how can I describe your pastimes and glories? By seeing me, one becomes sinful. By touching me, one must bathe. O Lord, how can I describe your glories? This truth you have spoken with your own mouth. You will never abandon a person who remembers your feet, even if he is a worm or an insect. However, you push down even a great king if he does not remember your feet. With these words, you do not describe me, for I never remember you. You protect even the most fallen person who remembers you. See the difference? He's speaking actually on behalf of the false ego. He says, me. See? I never remember you. See, the me never does. I, me, and mine never remembers Krishna. Not properly. And that's the false ego. It is not. One looks at the false ego and one must take a bath. See, one must be purified looking at the false ego, and there are a lot out there that are looking at the false ego. I got this revelation today about politics, because it's just, it's right there in our faces now, and practical, like Krishna was showing me. He says, yeah, you see how this works? All these people, they're in complete illusion. They don't see that these are all the qualities of the Lord, even the ones they're carrying out, but they're in the dark. And all they do is darken each other's consciousness, looking, oh, Pelosi this, Bill Gates this, you're seeing all these things that are disconnected from the eternal truth. Because the Pelosi's and the Bill Gates, they come and then they go, and they're gone forever. They give no life, no light. See, because it's identification with matter, with the bodies. Material bodies, subtle and gross. See, so the devotees and the Lord, that's why the Lord he says, all the universes and people looking at that matter don't matter to me. I don't even look at that. I only see my devotees, see, who are engrossed in transcendental qualities. See, in the eternal truth. See, because everybody looking at this and they're all fighting. They see everything as that this person's my enemy, this person's my friend. See, it starts this material pastime in the world. See, this thing. That's why the whole name of this transcendental game, to be saved, is to look at the transcendental qualities of the Lord and his devotees and become attracted to that, like Krishna is attracted to his devotees' qualities, and the devotees are attracted to Krishna's qualities. They even see the devotees' qualities are actually Krishna's qualities coming through them. Okay? You get out of this pastime of Maya, which is painful, miserable. Okay? I see devotees falling into this trap. I see both Christians and Vaishnavas also. I kind of got into it myself a little bit. It helps me I usually do that. You have to get into something to see, you have to examine stuff. You know how that is, River, right? You got to examine things, get in there and kind of look at it, analyze it, and then come to a conclusion about it. See? Some people, they get in it, they can't get out because it depends on how much bhakti you've developed. Okay? So sometimes you get into these things and then, boy, you're in there a long time. Sometimes the whole life you don't get out. Okay? So, Aman, what does Aman say here? Aman says, that's so deep. Lord Krishna doesn't know anything but his devotees. He knows everything past, present, future. Yet he only really cares to know about his intimate devotees. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah. That's why he comes here to teach us increasingly about devotional service, that our actual constitutional position. We're constituted this way ultimately. So he comes here to teach devotional service. Especially no incarnation has more elaborately taught about it other than Lord Chaitanya, actually, and freely and deeply, and given the ability. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, "I'm the ability in man." See? So Lord Chaitanya Krishna didn't give this. He's the ability in man, but he didn't give that ability very easily to understand him deeply and to be able to worship him on the ecstatic level, even though he's the ability in man. But he did in the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya. I'm the ability in man. He gives us the ability to worship him in ecstasy. Who else is given? That's why he's the most merciful. No other incarnation has given that so freely, publicly. You can get that here. You can worship the Lord and be attracted to hearing his transcendental glories. Look at you guys. You're coming here every day. This is transcendental. This is difficult. That's why you see out of thousands of devotees, still 6 of you are here. Out of actually millions of devotees. There are millions on Facebook. Okay? But by coming here, the Lord bestows upon the devotees here the gift of attraction to his transcendental glories. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Okay? We represent here Lord Chaitanya's ability to worship Krishna and Radha, the highest Dham. We represent that bridge. Look at the devotees coming here. Look how many are developing ecstatic love, like we read about in these books. What is that saying? Lord Chaitanya, we are representing Lord Chaitanya, delivering that ability to worship Krishna in such ecstatic love. See, Lord Chaitanya said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Lord Chaitanya came to accept the path of ecstatic love, and we represent that path for him. We represent the acceptance of the path of ecstatic love. First, we accepted it ourselves. See? And now he's given us the power to distribute to whoever will say, oh yeah, I'd like to accept this path. I'd like to accept this gift of ecstatic love. Just like, Lord Chaitanya was in ecstasy. He was worshiping like you see many devotees here worship, crying, laughing, blowing his nose constantly. Don't underestimate nose blowing, man, as a transcendental quality, man. He's blowing his nose, crying, in ecstasy, just relishing this happiness of worshiping Krishna on such intimate ecstasy. And his mother even comes over and says, whoa, hey man, you're always going out and conquering people, and you get all this wealth. They give you all this wealth and you give it to me. Now you found the wealth of, you've gotten the wealth of prema. Give that wealth to me, please. And Lord Chaitanya said, by the mercy of the Vaishnavas. See, the Vaishnavas who have that wealth, including himself, you will get this prema, certainly. See, that's what we represent here. That wealth, that prema. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya or Krishna came to Madhavinda Puri when Madhavinda Puri was worshiping the Lord ecstatically. See, this ecstatic worship, this intimate worship, this wonderful transcendental worship, the jewel, the pearl of great price that is very vividly being manifested here. The Lord Krishna came because of that ecstatic love that you are doing. You are worshiping me. I'm going to deliver the world. See? Deliver them that. That's how you're delivered, man. You get this intimate, ecstatic relationship with God. That's the whole thing with Jesus. You know, when he did his thing, the veil between man and God was torn. No more veil. See? That means you engage in devotional service and you make God happy by glorifying the Lord and glorifying his devotees. All of a sudden you feel ecstatic. That's the Holy Spirit, man. That's what Christians do. And, you know, Lord Chaitanya just made it more vivid. It's explained better, more clear. That's why, you know, when I was saved with the Holy Spirit in 1973 and felt this awakening of devotion and love of God, and then Prabhupada's books helped me understand it more clear and engage in it more consciously, more enthusiastically, and understand what I'm doing. See, that's why Lord Chaitanya can make it really more clear. And then the Lord's servants come successively and increase our understanding of him and our relationship with him, with the supreme hymn, not the little hymns, not with our political party hymns, or being a Trumper or a Bidener and be jerked around by all this stuff, all these illusions, agitated, and all this hate, hate and anger. Oh boy, people hate Trump, hate Biden, or, love, hate, love, hate, love, hate. It's all illusion. That love is all material. See, by seeing me, one becomes sinful. By touching me, one must bathe. And that's the difference between Vaidhi Bhakti and ecstatic love. Because even the devotees, they can see those in false ego and must bathe. And they bathe in this ecstatic worship and don't get polluted. Whereas the Vaidhi level, you got to take a bath and try to get, it's still hard to get rid of this stuff. You're looking at all false egos in Kali Yuga everywhere. False identifications. They're reflecting the modes of goodness, passion, ignorance. You're looking at that and everything. You should bathe. It's all illusion. You want the real bath. The real bath is this path of ecstatic devotion. Otherwise, we're looking at all the me's, even goodness. People are in me, I, me, and mine. See? The devotees on the devotional platform are looking at Krishna. See? Deeply absorbed in the transcendental qualities of Krishna and its glorification. And therefore, that's their bath. And that's the pure bath. Okay? Purifying bath. Real purification. Haridas has no identification with me. Come on, he's absorbed in the transcendental quality. He's talking about the world. He's qualified to take that bath. See, if you look at the me's of the world, you need to take a bath. He's just looking at Krishna getting his bath all the time. Matter of fact, Lord Chaitanya glorifies him coming up here. He's saying, hey, man, you're always taking your bath in all the holy places. That's a devotee. That's what we're preaching here. How to take a bath in all the holy places. You don't have to go anywhere to do that here. See, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go anywhere. That's what Jesus said to the woman at the well. We don't have to go anywhere. You don't know who you're worshiping, but we do. See, that veil is taken down by, and we just engage in devotional service, and therefore we know the Lord very intimately. Therefore, we don't have to go anywhere to meet him. He's right. The kingdom of God is within and at hand. Okay? This is a universal truth. This only the devotees know that. Devotee, real devotee, with real devotion. I have no good qualities. See, I have no good qualities. That's true. Haridas has no good qualities. None. Zero. Zero good qualities. Zero bad qualities. Zero passionate qualities. No modes. Complete absorption in the chanting holy name. No good. No passion. No ignorance. Tricky way of saying it, huh? No good qualities. He has only transcendental qualities. Only really purifying qualities. Lord Chaitanya said, if you're just a perfect Brahmin, perfected in all your Brahmanism, you cannot purify yourself or anybody else unless you're engaged in transcendental worship of the Lord. Ecstatic worship, ecstatic love. I am lowly and degraded. I am outside Varnashram Dharma. Yeah, he's outside Varna. He's not part of the Varnashram system. The Lord and the Lord's devotees are transcendental to the Varnashram system. Okay, so this truth you have spoken from your own mouth. You will never abandon a person who remembers your feet, even if he is like a worm or an insect. However, you push down even a great king if he does not remember your feet. Remember, the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, if one offers me a leaf or a flower with devotion, I will accept it. But if there's no ecstatic devotion, the Lord doesn't really accept. So that's remembering the Lord's feet. Can we remember the Lord's feet with ecstatic love? See? Then he's accepting. See? And that's not on our own power. That's the mercy of the Lord. We just got to come in line. Come in the line where that mercy is. And then the Lord gives, oh wow, you're coming in the real line, the way the acharyas taught it. Are we not just teaching this the way the acharyas taught? Come in the real line, the confidential teaching. Oh yeah, just be like Maharaj Parikshit. Come to an empowered devotee, even though the whole world doesn't like their opinion. If somebody can recognize where the Lord's spiritual potency is working and come in that line of that fire hose that puts out the fire of material existence. They're like a hose, man. Hose you down. You ever been hosed down in a hot day? Okay? That's the world. Worldly people are like that. They need to be hosed down. Hey, just coming in that line, hey, and you'll be purified. Yeah. With these words, you do not describe me, for I never remember you. You protect even the most fallen person who remembers you. See, if devotees who are on the path of trying to understand the Lord will just realize that they're not really remembering the Lord, that they need the gift of ecstatic love to really remember the Lord, because that's the preaching now. That's the real will of God now. This is authorized. This preaching is confidential, shouldn't even be spoken. But this is the will of Prabhupada and the disciplic line and Krishna. Okay? How to remember the Lord properly. Just come in the line and get the gift of ecstatic love and remember the Lord in an acceptable way where you will be justified before God, even as a fallen, lowly, degraded person. Just admitting that without this love, you are fallen and degraded. I say that every day. Lord, I wake up. Lord, I'm fallen and degraded without your bhakti, without your love. I'm here. I'm a beggar. Here's my bowl. Fill it. And if you can't do that, you're too proud to do that. You think you're pride. You got no true ecstatic love. Even after this kind of preaching, you think it's lowly and degraded because you're lowly and degraded, and you cannot understand transcendental qualities. You will stay bereft of the Lord's mercy. Okay? Because this is the only way out, man, is to give an acceptable offering to Krishna with real ecstatic love. That transcendental, loving, ecstatic worship. That is acceptable to the Lord, and that is a gift, and that gift is coming to the world now through this Sangha. Accept the gift, and you'll be out of here. You don't, well, you're trying to climb in the kingdom of God some other way, and you will be thrown out. In the middle of the assembly, the sinners Duryodhana and Dusana tried to disrobe Draupadi. In that dangerous situation, she remembered you. Because she remembered you, you entered her garments. Because she remembered you, her garments became limitless. See, because she remembered Krishna with some love and some faith. See, the Lord entered her garments. What is the garment? What is the garment of the soul? Is this body, man. You want the Lord to enter you? I do. Okay? Because there's nothing without this, without the Lord, there's nothing for devotees. See, this is how the Lord, he gives us this experience in Sadhu Sangha. This is why, Lord Krishna glorified Sadhu Sangha. He said, I'm not attainable in any other way other than Sadhu Sangha. I'm not attainable by renunciation, by austerities, and by pious deeds, and by even sadhana with a bunch of offenses. But I'm very easily attained in Sadhu Sangha. What is that? What is this attainment? What does that mean? See, love. See, I'm attained by unalloyed love. See, that I get in Sadhu Sangha. Where if I'm actually working amongst real sadhus, not fake ones, not fake it till you make it ones, but actually where you see the demonstration of the Lord's spiritual power there. See, that's where you attain it, man. You got to go to the well and just drink. Right? The well is the abode of this bhakti. That's sadhu sangha with real sadhus who have love of God. Okay? And you go there and you drink there and not anywhere else. Why would you drink amongst gurus and leaders and sannyasis and everything if they're not a well of ecstatic love? Why would you go there to drink where there's none of this kind of water? This is the only real water. It's devotees who worship the Lord with pure ecstatic love is the water of life. There is no other water. That is the life. Jesus said, I am the life. It is the Lord speaking that. And it comes through his real heralds, his real devotees. That ecstatic devotion, that conclusive understanding is where the life is. Nowhere else in this universe. That's why even the demigods, go to where life is, where real sadhu sangha, where real ecstatic love and real conclusive understanding of the absolute truth, which explodes Maya. Krishna entered the Agasura, I think, or the snake, whatever the snake's name was. He entered that and expanded the truth and blew it up from the inside out. See? So the Lord enters his devotees and blows up the Maya that way. Blows up the misconceptions, the ignorance. That's why, when you find real sadhu sangha, illusion stands at the door and says, hey, man, I'm not going to come and mess around with those devotees. One day, some witches surrounded the goddess Parvati and tried to eat her. She remembered you. Because she remembered you, you suddenly appeared and punished the witches and protected your devotees. See, again, this remembrance, people think, what is the remembrance? Well, remembering the Lord is this loving ecstasy. The Lord showed this in the pastime with Srivas. The Srivas was thrown out of the alleged sadhu sangha assembly, which was actually sadhu sangha, because he was listening to Devananda Pandit, he didn't know the glories of ecstatic love like we're preaching here. This is a great teacher, like these great teachers, these in the eyes of the world. Devananda Pandit has so many followers. And they believe, he's a pure devotee. He knows the essence of truth and everything, just like these gurus. See, you have to learn from history, not to repeat it again. So you can learn from it and overcome the obstacle. But you got to hear it from devotees who tell you as it is. The history's as it is, and not rewrite it like people are doing now. Hey, there was a devotee there who was listening to the Bhagavatam, even from a non-devotee who had no devotion. But he was so elevated. It was Srivas. He went into ecstasy, and they threw him out. Hey, that's how it is here. Have we been invited to one ISKCON meeting? Any Gaudiya Samiti meetings? Anyone? See, because our fault is we speak uncompromising truth. We show uncompromising truth. We show true ecstatic love and the conclusions that come from it. Therefore, we're not invited anywhere. That's how dark it is in this world. And that was Srivas. He goes to one of these assemblies, and these gurus and teachers and preceptors represent the Devananda Pandit obstacle. They're devoid of ecstatic devotion. They never speak about it. Well, sometimes they speak about it, never manifest it, because it ain't there. Glorifying something else. Glorifying austerities, renunciations, being without any material desires on your own strength. See, they glorify that. No. We glorify, just get the gift of ecstatic love, and the Lord will help you in all ways. See? So they throw Srivas out, just like they throw us out. It's always the same thing. Where do you fit in the Leela, in the pastimes? They throw us outside of, who they're worshiping. We're here to share the gift so that they can know intimately who they're worshiping, like we do. By the grace of the Lord and his devotees, we know who we're worshiping. He's a very ecstatic personality. And he gives us, he gives us himself, that ecstasy to know him, devotion. He gives us the proper conclusions that are like postgraduate, very confidential, and we preach that. So Srivas was thrown out of the class, and he was reading Bhagavatam, and he became ecstatic, and the Lord said, hey, because of you were reading Srimad Bhagavatam, they threw you out, not knowing the glories of ecstatic devotion. That's why we preach it, man. Make it more clear than it was then. Well, it was then after it started getting really preached vigorously. Well, we're on the upswing again. See, this is called revival of the truth. Sat, Chit, and Ananda preaching. It's available now. The Lord's body is available, Satchidananda. It's on the marketplace. It's on the shelves being preached. It's the only thing on the shelf worthy to be bought. The Lord's taken all the food off the shelves lately. You notice that? More and more. Some places there's no food, and it's going to be less. And the only food that's available going to be is ecstatic devotion. Hey, so anyway, the Lord said to Srivas, he said, because, you're a devotee and you're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, I came out of Vaikuntha and entered your heart, and it was I who made you weep. So when you see yourself and devotees weeping when you're hearing or chanting the Lord's names and pastimes, that's the Lord coming out of somewhere else, wherever he is, into your heart and making you weep. He's there, man. He's close. He's intimate, and he's showing himself to you. And that's what we're here for. For those who want a more intimate relationship with Krishna. That's what the only thing about here. There's nothing else. To me, the only real valuable thing is for the Lord to appear. And then I'm just automatically happy. If anybody wants that. You want the happiness of God? That's the only product on the shelf here. Not the happiness of your false egos, not the happiness of being a big scholarly teacher. That's why they leave here. They go to live that out. They go to live out this scholar, to be a big scholar, important scholar and all that, to be better than this, to be superior to this. Okay? And they live it out, and then they'll come back either in this life or another life and realize, oh, this is the real jewel. Yes, just let me have the appearance of the Lord and make him very happy, and then, this ecstasy is my happiness. See, now you're on the same page with God. Now you like what he likes. Now you're really saved because you like what he likes. Hey, that's the whole problem, is liking what he doesn't like, liking his shadow, feeling love for his shadow, love for what is of darkness and not love. See, so the Lord's going to help us. He says, just do this. Come in real sadhu sangha with those who have this ecstatic devotion, and I will give myself to you. I will give you reality. Eternal reality, and from that, everything will be taken care of. You'll increasingly see how that's really childish to love my shadow. Okay? Increasing experience of reality. See, what is reality? Is eternal reality, not temporary reality, not the samsara wheel. What we're doing here breaks samsara easily. Just by being attracted to the Lord, you can have even piddly desires, but just being attracted to the Lord, you can still go to Vrindavan. Just because you have attraction, the Lord is giving that as a gift. You just got to come in the real sadhu sangha. That's it. Where is the gift being given? That's it. Where is the real path being preached and demonstrated? That's all that's necessary. Find the well and drink. Okay. So, River, you want to read a little bit? Okay, what do we have here? Tom says, I feel guilty yesterday forgetting the Lord being the supreme controller. A police officer asked, who is in charge here? Everyone was silent. I later thought of saying, Lord Krishna is the supreme controller here, but maybe I can write it to him later. No, actually, well, see, this thing is not, maybe not appropriate because that's confidential. See, it's confidential, and it could throw you in jail or put you in a section you out. So you got to just be intelligent and logical and realize, well, this is confidential. He can't know that. I mean, if you get really the power, if you're still feeling guilty, I would just be silent. And later on, under inspiration of ecstatic devotion, you'll get the power to actually confront that. If it's, Krishna will be really in charge. But better to, and better not to, test test God like that. A lot of times, like people, you might be going and doing this, well, it's carnival, okay, yeah. All right, something mixed in there. It's a mundane festival, really. But, we all have I also sometimes get into, these things. Okay, well, very good. But anyway, there's sometimes a reaction to it also. I don't know, I don't know what was there. But you don't have to go out and then tell the policeman, he has no idea who Lord Krishna is, the supreme control. It's like, he'll look at you like, what is this, So anyway, Krishna will take care of everything. People, we got to run out it's part of our journey, whatever it is. Okay, go ahead, River. And you're muted, by the way.
There's a bit of noise here. I'm on the wall.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to wait for a little bit, we can have Tom read or something.
Well, I'm going to dialyze. I'm going to be here for 4 hours.
Okay, then go ahead. Hey, Polynesia, welcome.
I don't know which one to read.
Which
Can I read
one?
what I read this morning?
What did you read this morning?
Chapter 19 of the Antikanda.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, read it.
It's nice. It's about Lord Chaitanya. Chapter 19, the inconceivable behavior of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And for my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master and the whole of the Parampara, glories to you. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Okay. So it's Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Anchilila, chapter 19. The inconceivable behavior of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most exalted of devotees of mothers. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most exalted of all devotees of mothers, spoke like a madman and rubbed his face against the walls, overwhelmed by emotion of ecstatic love. He would sometimes enter the Jagannath Vallabha garden to perform his pastimes. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Why did they say mothers? I don't know why they say that.
Why did they say what?
Here, like Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most exalted of all devotees of mothers. That
Devotees of mothers. Oh
spoke
yeah,
like
yeah. He's the most, like they say that you should respect your mother. Like your mother is just part of the Vedas, but he's the topmost. He's the topmost.
mother.
Yeah. There's nobody better than him at respecting his mother or loving his mother, because it's transcendental. See, this is pure goodness, not material goodness. People give love and respect to their mother, but it's still in the material level usually. His is transcendental, it's topmost, it's pure, it's real pure. There's no little stuff in it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Lord. All glories to Lord Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Acharya. And all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna. In the why did you do that? Sorry. In the ecstasy of love of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus behaved like a madman, talking insanely all day and night. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jagananda Pandit was a very dear devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord derived great pleasure from his activities. Knowing his mother to be in separation, knowing his mother to be greatly afflicted by separation, the Lord would send Jagananda Pandit to Navadvip every year to console her. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Jagananda Pandit, "Go to Nadia and offer my obeisances to my mother. Touch her lotus feet in my name. Tell her for me, please remember, I come every day and offer my respects to your lotus feet." Any day you desire to feed me, I certainly come and accept what you offer. I have given up service to you. And I have accepted the vow of sannyas. I have thus become mad and have destroyed the principles of religion. Mother, please do not take this as an offense, for I, your son, am completely dependent upon you. I am staying here at Nilachai, Jagananda Puri, according to your order. As long as I live, I shall not leave this place. Following the order of Paramananda Puri, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent his mother the prasad clothing left by Lord Jagannath after his pastimes as a cowherd boy.
You know, that's really, really interesting when he said, as long as I live, I shall not leave Jagannath Puri. It's very deep because the Lord lived and he just went unmanifest in Jagannath Puri, but he lives through his glorification. So even now, Lord Chaitanya is reanimated and remanifested just simply by the glorification of his pastimes, like in Jagannath Puri. So as long as these pastimes live, see, the Lord will never leave Jagannath Puri, but he never leaves Jagannath Puri because he's eternal. So the devotees, they keep reviving. This is called revival, is by preaching the truth of Lord Chaitanya. He's always there. It's eternal pastime. But when it stops being glorified because it's unmanifest, then it loses the potency because it doesn't lose the potency. It just needs to be revived by real devotees. See, then when they chant the pastimes, they become ecstatic, and that revives the truth about Lord Chaitanya and the power. Because then others who hear those pastimes and start to develop faith in them, also because of experience, their power. See, then it continues. And that's why the Lord comes again and again to reestablish the lines, either himself or through his devotees, to preach to reanimate that. That's what Lord Chaitanya, he reanimated the truth about Vrindavan, Radha and Krishna, because it was starting to disappear. It needed a devotee of that realm to bring it back into manifestation. Because it's always there. It's just like it just gets covered. So it has to be uncovered by a proper miner who can do it because of their realization of it. See, so anyway.
So in order to glorify, again, it has to be revived. It has to be revised so it can be manifested again here, so we can embrace it and understand it and glorify the message of Lord Chaitanya again. Keep doing it again and again and again and again. Praises.
Yeah, so you can get the benefit of that. So the devotees, seeing the pastime 500 years ago, they became ecstatic, being in experiencing the pastimes of the Lord there. So it's so powerful that it's the glorification by devotees. It's non-different than actually being there, and so ecstatic devotion and bliss can come up again. See, by the glorification by devotees. It's like St. Paul said, we must continue to preach, because we carry the scent of Jesus. See, the scent, there's a scent there, a flavor, a taste, and that taste liberates souls. And it's with Lord Chaitanya also, and any pastimes of the Lord. That's why the real devotees, they carry it forward into this now time. Otherwise, without the devotees, everything becomes more ritualistic and more ritualistic. It just becomes more ceremonies and external stuff, and you don't get that ecstatic potency that was there when it started. See? So that's why the devotees come. I mean, look at Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He started this again. See, and he was so ecstatic. I mean, he would read in ecstasy. So it was there, but yet he hid that. Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada also, they hid that. They still were hiding the pastimes from full expression, but they got it going until a certain point, because the Lord knows when to really dump goods out, and that time is now. Because it's, people need a philosophical basis for this. Otherwise, they think it's crazy. Remember, you just read that now. He was insanely talking. See, it sounds insane to people. So, but you got to see the logic that it's not. It's called transcendental madness, which is wonderful. See, and so our books explain all that now. So this is the time to understand the glories of transcendental insanity, because it's not insane at all. It's the most sane thing you can do. And we can prove it through the Siddhanta now. Okay? So now's the time. That's why this is being re-manifested again, this ecstatic path. Okay? And that's why we can prove these points, and show, no, this is not a bad thing. This is not insane. This is not sahaja. This is not materially sentimental. This is spiritually sentimental. And this is good. This is transcendental. This is important. This is where the worship of God is going. See, we got all these things behind this preaching. And people gradually will become convinced because it's very, very true. Okay.
You ready? I am. Are you ready? Okay, I have to go now, Guru Maharaj. They're gonna put me on the machine, so I have to go. So Tom can read. You want to know what I was reading, Tom?
Okay, I can write it down.
Well, if you want to print something out.
Or how about Karuna or Tom? Which one should read? Go ahead, reread. You want to read, Karuna? Go ahead. Okay.
Come on,
Yes,
read, Luna.
read or what?
Sure.
Go ahead, read.
Sure.
Thanks. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Chaitanya Bhagavat. You need the mercy.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, that's right. No, you need the ecstatic mercy, right? You want the love of God, right? You want to cry torrents of tears and laugh holy laughter and stuff like that.
Ah, kiss my fistula. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
So where's Mary Sachi? Where's Shima Sundari? Oh, you're probably working. But anyway, whatever. I ain't gonna get on your cases.
Could you mute your microphone, please, dear Gaura Haridas Prabhu Maharaj, Paramahamsa, Harcharya? There's a glorification right there. Don't need to do any more of those silly, rudimentary, dogmatic prayers. Do I? I just said, please turn your microphone off. Srila Gaura Haridas Paramahamsa Pravarajigacharya Stota Satacharya Bhakti Vedanta Srila Gaura Haridas Jai. And all that dogmatic claptrap, which most people don't even know what they're saying. But we do, because we got the doozy here. And this book is slowly falling apart, and it's the book I bought, and Yamuna has been using it, and it's looking it needs a bit of surgery. So we'll just go into the, let me just go to the table of contents and read out the chapter names, and we see what tastes nice. Unless Maharaj has a taste he'd like, or Tom even. Tom would like me to read something. Does Tom have anything on the tip of his tongue that he'd like me to masticate over?
I copied the text that is very interesting, but maybe I don't know if it's time to read it.
Did you put it on Facebook?
Yes. Can you see?
Chaitanya Anchalila 470. Among the ways of executing devotional service, the 9 prescribed methods are best, for these processes have great potency to deliver Krishna and ecstatic love for him. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. These 9 are hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna, offering service to Krishna's lotus feet, offering worship in the temple, offering prayers, working as a servant, making friendship with Krishna, and unreservedly surrendering to Krishna. These 9 processes of devotional service can grant one Krishna an ecstatic love for him. Brilliant. Fantastic. Let's go there. Anchalila. Well, that's the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Oh, well, Maharaj said, let's go Chaitanya Bhagavat here. Oh, Jaya, Jaya, Sri Chaitanya, Jaya, and I did that already. Jaya, Sri Advaita, Advaita, Chandra, Chandra, Gora, Gora, Bhakta, Bhakta, Vrinda, Vrinda, Vrinda. Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antikanda, chapter 4. The pastimes of Achyutananda, and the worship of Madhavendra Puri, All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Gaurachandra, to Sri Gaurachandra, to Sri Gaurachandra, who is an ocean of mercy, who is an ocean of mercy, who is an ocean of mercy, and whose lotus feet are all auspicious, and whose lotus feet are all auspicious, and he has auspicious feet, and his socks are also very auspicious. Not only his socks, but his underwear. Not only his underwear, his top knot, his hair, everything about him is auspicious. I could go on, but you know where I'm going with this. I offer my obeisances. To Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the pride of the sannyas order, and his devotees, After delivering everyone in Kulia. The Lord proceeded to Mathura. Accompanied by his associates. He traveled along the banks of Ganga Devi. Often drinking and bathing in her waters. I remember the first time I bathed in Ganga Ma. Myself and my eager godbrother tiptoed along the sandy banks, avoiding the potholes and strange plastic floating objects that might have scarred our feet, and got to the banks of Ganga Ma and did what we do, like when you see the postcards or the movies of people worshipping Ganga Ma and offering the water back to her, saying, "It all comes from you, Ma. Thank you for your water. I will offer it back 3 times," because that's an auspicious number. Because Krishna is the Lord of threes. You can't ride a tricycle without 3 wheels. So obviously, 3 is a magic number. They wrote a song about that. That's how magical it is. So we offered it 3 times, not 4, not twice, 3. And then we dipped ourselves 3 times again into her galactical, transcendental streams of rushing currents. 3 times And at the third time we surfaced, a big floating dead cow bobbed past us, crawling with millions of insects and worms. And we looked at each other and we gulped and we said to ourselves, do I really believe the purity of Ganga Ma? Am I really here purifying myself? Why do I feel like I want to vomit? Why do I feel sick when I see this floating dead cow? But as polluted as she can be, she is still Ganga Ma, pierced from the toe of Lord Varna, what's his name? What's the name of the dwarf incarnation? Varaha. No, that's not. That's the boar. You remember the dwarf? What's his name?
Vamanadev.
Vamanadev. Thank you, Maharaj. Vamanadev. See, and there's another foot. What's the word? Another foot connection. Lotus feet, piercing his toe, sticking his toe in the mouth of Puri Das, and sticking his toe outside the covering of the universe, and that toe got drenched in Ganga Ma. So that water touched the toe of, what's his name again? I forget his name. I'm very sorry, God, for forgetting your incarnation as a 3 foot tall little dwarf. I think I might go to hell. I might go to hell if I can't remember his name. There'll be a pit stop, and they say, "Do you know the name of the dwarf's incarnation?" And I'll say, "No." They go, "Back to material world you go, Karuna Sindhu Das." Anyway, so what's his name? Doesn't matter. It does matter. Hare Krishna. There you go. Sugar Hari Das. We're all protected there. We all got the covering. You're gonna say something, Maharaj? Look at him. Vamanadev! 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 Oh my God, Vamanadev. You just say his name and all the pastimes come flooding in. Vamanadev stuck his toe in the covering, and we bathed in the Ganga. And even though there was a dead cow floating past us, smelling wretched and making our material bodies want to vomit, we saw about the pastimes of Vamanadev, and all the transcendental pastimes flooded through us. And there could have been 20 dead cows. No matter. We have just bathed in Vamanadev's toes. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. Hare Krishna. He traveled along the banks of Ganga Ma. He traveled along the banks of Ganga Ma, often drinking from and bathing in her waters, thus fulfilling her long-standing wishes. And this again reminds me, because the Lord bathed and drank her water. I remember I finally found the Yamuna in India. I don't know how, but I found it. Someone said, "You know that river's the Yamuna." And I was standing in an industrial part of the city. There's all these factories and dead fish and old broken garlands and bits of cars and this black liquid flowing slowly past me. And someone said, "That's the Yamuna." A couple of 100 miles up the road is where Krishna and the gopis had their pastimes and danced and frolicked at nighttime in their Madhurya Ras. And I was confronted with this challenge. How do I take a sip of this sacred water and relish the pastimes rather than Krishna? But I didn't. Just like Tom didn't tell the policeman in the market that God's in control. There's a time and place. Of course, you could have just said it and then laughed and go, "I'm only kidding. You are, because you got a gun." So anyway, yeah, time and place. I ain't going to drink the Yamuna River from 300 miles down from her source, because it's so polluted, and you'll end up getting whatever Ebola diseases could possibly happen, and you'd lie there with half your intestines in the hospital bed going, "At least I kissed Yamuna." or drank from her. At least I drank Yamuna. And yeah, but we have a job to do. Maybe you could preach in prison. Maybe you could if you got arrested, Tom, you could speak to some interesting people there and tell them about God. A lot of these guys in prison, they're really down with the Lord. They really know that there's a God in control. You could go in there and preach Christian consciousness. Shiragora Haridas, the Sangha.
I can tell you a whole story what happened yesterday, but it takes a lot of time. Maybe later I tell you.
Do it. We'll do it later. It seemed very interesting.
Yeah.
It seemed very interesting. So yes, time and place. We don't want to go. Like a few days ago, I did a kirtan out in the streets of Nottingham, and I was scared. I was telling Yamuna, in the kirtan, I closed my eyes and I could feel steel cold hands grabbing my neck and grabbing my shoulder and throwing me to the ground. And I was prepared for that. I was prepared for undercover policemen, antivirus COVID people to come over, grab me and pin me and say, you're out of your jurisdiction, you're going to be arrested and fined, say goodbye to the free world. And I was ready for that. I was like, okay, I am doing the Yuga Dharma. As bullish as it might be, as crazy as this might be, as out of everyone's paradigm, especially now that the C virus has kicked everybody's brain into lockdown mode, I was ready. I was ready for that clasp, and I felt that fear grip me. Oh, incoming. I can see you. It's like a teacher walks into class. Oh shit, I better say something good. He's listening to me. Yeah, I was ready for it. I was ready to be taken away by the men in the day glow jackets. But it didn't happen. And I was kind of, I was actually a little bit sort of, disappointed. I was a little bit kind of, it would have kicked off a lot better if I did get arrested and carted off. Now he's pretending to be gone. Yeah, that would have been good. I mean, Yamuna would have been pissed off. I mean, I told Yamuna, and she goes, and my car was parked downtown too. So who would have taken the car if you got arrested? So next time I'm going to have to walk down, because if I cycle down, Maharaj's bike will get impounded. So I'll walk down next time to start my transcendental riot. Just following in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya. It's your show, Shilagor Haridas. You can do anything you damn well want. Oh, this was great. It's great. Oh. Mm-hmm. So there we were, back into the book again. On the banks of the Ganga, and near the city of Goda le Ramakeli. On the banks of the Ganga, near the city of Goda la Ramakeli, a township with a large community of Brahmanas. There the Lord remained incognito for a few days. Nevertheless, soon everyone came to know that Sri Krishna Chaitanya had arrived. It is not an exercise in futility if one tries to hide the sun. Is it not an exercise in futility if one tries to hide the sun? So soon, men and women of all kinds and ages poured in from every direction, feeling excited and flushed with pleasure. Feeling excited and flushed with pleasure. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As was usual, the Lord was absorbed in divine ecstasy. As was usual, the Lord was absorbed in divine ecstasy. Nothing could interfere with his immersion in the transcendental mellows. Nothing could interfere with his immersion in the transcendental mellows. One after another, the different ecstatic symptoms manifested upon his person, and he fell again and again and again. The devotees were also enwrapped in the blissful mood of the Lord as they performed continuous kirtan, leaving aside all other business. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
So let's see if he comes back. There he is.
Krishna,
There you go.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Anybody there? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Everybody is muted now. Was muted.
So you're muted there, Karuna. I can't unmute you. Okay, Tom, time for you to read a little bit.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jai. Whoa. I have my mouth full. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jai Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jai Shri Gauraidas. Shall I continue this from Srimad Bhagavatam? Shall I read from Srimad Bhagavatam?
Yeah, but you know what? Let us start another one because this has been on already 2.5 hours. Let's start another one, and everybody.
Yeah. Where do you put the link?
Okay, I'll put the link right in the description in the on the Facebook Live comments. Okay, so that's the easiest. You just click it on it there. Okay, that goes for everybody. So I'm just going off and coming back on in 1 minute. Just so it's not so long in each one of these things.